For our card here, we can use elevation. So what does the elevation do? Well, the elevation gives the card a little bit of a shadow around it. So the higher the elevation, the more shadow it will give around it against the background. If you look right now, you notice there's really no shadow in the background, meaning if you look around our row here, there's really no elevation that is prominent per se. So you can see obviously that is a card on top of this background there. We can actually add the elevation, which will give more of a shadow underneath it. So you can actually see a difference. So let's play with this, say elevation, go back, say elevation like that. We need to pass a double. Let's put 4.5, save that. And you can see, want me to do that? Let me make this a little bigger, perhaps. As you can see now, there is a difference there, right? The difference is that you can see now there's a shadow around our rows, which is quite nice. Also, it's important to recall that this card here, as I said before, it's given to us. So we can actually use it right off the bat, as you can see. This is one of the beauties of Flutter, is that you can roll your own. In fact, that's what we've been doing in the past. We created, for instance, a container, and then we put a box decoration there and do all sorts of things. So all of that, you can still do that, obviously. But for simplicity, and if you want something real quick, there is a card. We have color to be white, that's good, and we have a ListTile, and we just pass the title to be movies. Now let's explore, since we're here, the subtitle so you can see what's going on here. Now let's go back here. If I say subtitle, it says here that all it's looking for is just a widget, just like we did in a title, because that means we can pass anything. We can even pass, if we want to pass, a container, right? Because it is indeed a widget. You can pass whatever you want. So in this case here, I can just, to show you, I'm going to pass a text, a simple text, and say something like sub. If I save this, and you're going to see now we have the sub at the bottom. And notice another interesting fact here. The text is different, the color is different obviously, and it's smaller because it is a subtitle. Okay, so the title obviously has to be bigger because that is the title of our row in a way, or whatever data we're trying to put. And the subtitle in this case is going to be smaller, to signify that the title is what people need to focus more, and the subtitle is secondary to the title. All of that was given to us. We didn't have to do anything. We didn't have to add a style, which we can, of course, because we're just passing a text. But you can see that it was given to us for free. That is the beauty of using the ListTile. Again, if you want to learn more about ListTile, you can just always say Command and Enter, or Control+B for Windows or Linux, as you see here, and it gives us all the sort of things we want. There's also the leading. Look at that. The leading and trailing. What does that mean is we can actually add something before our subtitle or title. And trailing is going to be to the right. So leading is always to the left, trailing to the right. What does that mean? Well, let's give it a try. This is wonderful. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to say leading, for instance. I'm going to pass a circular avatar like this. Okay, circle avatar is just going to give us that circle, which we can put all sort of things. And inside of a child, I'm going to just put a container like that. And this child inside, I'm going to just say a text, which is going to say M or H for now. Okay, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a decoration. If I need to do, I'm going to say box decoration as such. I'm going to give a color. Let's say blue for now. And border radius, I'm going to say border radius circular about 12 or 13.9. Okay, let's save this. And just like that, you can see now we have this very nice circular avatar. That's what it is. And we added H inside, and then we have a color inside there. It's because I put a color blue, but if I don't want that, I can just get rid of that and save. Now you can see we have H all over, right? Just like that, we're able to create a very nice row which can be used for anything at this point, right? Okay, very good. Now that was indeed a leading, which means we can pass something else other than leading, which means in this case we can pass trailing, meaning now anything is going to be to the right, far right. For trailing, I can go ahead and pass a widget. In fact, let's start again so you can see trailing. Again, just a widget. Let's see what is that I want to pass. I can just get past a text like this. Let's say something like this. Let's see what's going to happen. And voila, you can see it went far right and we have ... All of that is because we instead of a ListTile, which is a widget that has a lot of other things we can put, that has other properties we can add to make it even more customizable. So back to our card here, go get rid of card and title. Let's go back to our ListTile there. You can see there's subtitle, trailing reviews, dance, and many other things. Now, here is the awesome part. There's also the onTap and on long press. There we go. So now it also gives us the ability to add an event listener to listen for taps or long press. Wonderful. So how do we use that? Well, let's go back here, right about there. I'm going to say on, and you can see we have, it says onTap expected function. So onTap, I'm going to create an arrow function there, which we're not going to pass anything. And for now, I'm just going to say debug print. Now, what is that I want to print? I'm going to say movie name like that, and I'm going to print a movie. I can say that element past the index like this, or I could just do what we did before there. I'm going to leave this way so you can see there's different ways to do the same thing. Look at this, save this. Now if I tap avatar, go to our running, movie name is Avatar. Now it's all contextualized because it knows exactly which movie we've touched. How does it know? Because of our index. Our index controls what position of our list we are in. Okay, so 0, everything starts with 0 in most languages anyway. Index 0, it's Titanic. And this is going to be 1, the Blade Runner, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. So I can come here and go to the last one. Notice it's going to say Viking. It has to do Viking. There we go. It says Viking there.